Hey, look! I'm finally as tall as Jamie! So, this weekend we have Chemical 1 and Red Sky on BOGO. That means buy one Chemical 1, get another one free. Buy one Red Sky, get another one free. Another one. DJ Khaled. So, go over to www.ksmpain.com and make sure if you're buying Chemical 1 this weekend or if you're buying Red Sky this weekend, you need to add the second one into your cart. It should zero out and you should get it absolutely freaking free. Along with that, we have a 25% off code, which I will have in the description box below. So, I'm now going to do things a little bit different. I want your guys' opinion on something, so please listen to this intro section. It's kind of important. It has to do with the show. So, first and foremost, I want to go over what this episode is about. So, Ed and I kind of go over a little bit of I had this little gamer rant moment that really is why I used to go through keyboards back when I was gaming pretty heavy. All of it to basically kind of shine a light on the fact that we're doing Twitch now. So if you're unaware, we do have a Twitch channel set up. We do have your host of the Hatecast right here, this ugly mug, this annoying voice, this guy who always interrupts people. Yeah, this guy. I'm playing competitive games, and I'm also going to be playing single-player games all the way through and all that jazz. Dark Souls on Legendary difficulty. Now, if you tuned out when you heard gaming, that's okay. This is just for a portion of our audience that is into gaming, and it is also to show that, you know, we use the nootropics that we push. We also would like to kind of connect with our audience in a live format. So if you'd like to talk to us live, Twitch would be the best place to do that because we do not have any plans currently, for the time being, to stream on YouTube. We will be streaming live, however, over at Twitch. So if you're interested in stopping by and talking to me or having questions about Chaos and Pain or talking about lifting or nutrition or anything like that live, Twitch is the place to do that. Now that that's aside, we also go into a little bit of an anti-aging rant. Now, I would like to have Ed back on and go over anti-aging specifically because it's something he's very passionate about. It is also one of the more interesting topics that we can kind of cover. And I know we've been doing a lot of these casual Sundays, but, you know, it's meeting people's schedule, having a topic. But I do have some good news on that. So, this episode is going to be about anti-aging and the gamer stuff and some current events. The next episode will actually be something we as a YouTube channel are going to start doing. Us as a podcast are going to start doing. We have ambassadors that are going to be coming in this revolving door of guests that we have, right? So it's not going to be just me and Jamie, me and Ed, and me and Ryan, and me and Judah. It's going to be me as the host, and then guests joining us. Now, we're going to have ambassadors on. We're also going to have something that no other podcast is doing. I'm calling it right now. It's going to be something you guys are going to look forward to every single time we do it. Fan Frenzy. We're just going to get people who are listeners of the show on. Like, it's kind of a cool idea because it lets us connect with you guys. So if you'd like to come on and either tell me how horrible I am, or, which is some of the comments, I do read them, or if you want to kind of, you know, talk about a specific topic, about lifting or other topics, we can go ahead and do that. You know, I'll give an hour to those people to kind of talk, and if they want to come back on, or if they're a really good guest or something like that, we might actually have them back on. So after this episode, so next Sunday, right? Next Sunday is going to be our first Fan Frenzy episode with somebody I think everybody will enjoy hearing about. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but as it comes closer, I'm sure I'll say something on our secret Facebook group, which you should be a member of. Also, the episode after that will be a topic covered by myself and Jamie Lewis on the topic of how to go about programming and increasing the big four: squat, bench, deadlift, and of course our favorite, overhead press, right? So a favorite of ours that we kind of included in there because that is also something that I think both Jamie and I agree are something that everybody should be, focusing really hard on if they want some gains. But yeah, and as for upcoming episodes, and again, I appreciate you sticking around for this intro section. I know it's kind of long. Part of the thing I wanted to ask you guys about is if I have information on who the next guest is, or if I have information on who, what shows we have coming up. Would you like them called out here in the intro section? Would you like them tacked onto the next video? Or would you even like them tacked onto in the description box below so that you can kind of read it at your leisure? Let us know, and as always, if you have any comments about the podcast and the quality and everything like that, let us know. We're trying right now as we speak to set up the Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud, or Apple Podcasts now. That was a fucking disaster. And other streaming platforms so that we can deliver the most amount of podcasts to the most amount of people. So, with that being said, long intro aside, I'm sure you're probably tired of hearing my voice and you want to hear somebody else. So, without further ado, enjoy the show and go ahead and smash thumbs up. You know what? No, that sounds too much like a fucking generic YouTuber. Just go ahead and like it if you like it. Enjoy the show, guys. Rip headphone users. I am starting the Hatecast now. Welcome to the latest Hatecast where things are casual and this is a Sunday. So, before we get into anything, I just want everybody to know that we are available to be reviewed on the Googles. So, if you can, go ahead and drop us a review. Really helps us out. All that jazz. So, this, as I said, again, is a casual Sunday, so let's get into it. Yeah, I know I talk with my hands, sir. I still didn't see Big Trouble in Little China. It's on the docket, though. There we go, my favorite Jack in the Box.
Oh, I got some in my pocket.
Or just do it very juvenile. Just, oh man, my face itches.
No, my nose. What's wrong?
All right, let me tell you the thing that I was going to tell you. So, for everybody who does not know, we do have a Twitch channel now. So that is where we play video games and not the podcast. I know there was some confusion, but we do play video games on there. Now, last night I was on a video game, Overwatch. I was trying to get my ranking up so that I can be better for you guys. One thing I will say is that, if you ever want to see the best of the internet, you need to be on a video game. Because, literally, keyboard warriors. Look, let me explain the situation, and let me explain why this matters to me. I'll explain why it matters to me first. I have a very strong sense of justice. If you're a dick and you say shit, I am not going to back down like a pussy. Right? That's number one. So, now into the situation. So I was on Overwatch, and somebody picked a character that somebody else didn't agree with. So they decided to mock this person. Right?
Like, now, what kind of... explain. So, I don't understand...
So you had, there's this character that sets up a turret, a gun, right? Mm-hmm. That shoots, you don't have to aim or anything like that. Usually people don't like that character being picked because they feel that that person can't get kills on that character.
Oh, because he's protected?
Well, because he just doesn't do a lot of damage in some situations, right?
Oh, so hold on. Let me get this. So it's a team game, right? And they don't want you picking this guy because if he's in a turret, he can't inflict damage on the other team.
Very well, yeah. Or at least, if they're bad. That's the risk. If they're bad players.
It's a poor choice of a character.
It can be. Point of it is there was this one woman who was calling out the person who was picking this character. And I'll admit, the guy who picked the character was a dick, right? Like, I wish I was streaming at this point. The guy who picked the character was a dick, right?
But dick.
Dick. But still, so they got heated back and forth. They're saying, why did you pick that character? Blah, blah, blah. As people do on the internet. So this woman decides to bring up the fact that because this individual decided to raise the pitch of his voice in order to mock this woman who was on the other end, right?
Oh, no.
No. Just grade school stuff. Like, like that. That's it. She decided to call him a misogynistic pig. Right? Hold up. What the fuck does that have to do with misogyny?
Hold up.
Okay, so it didn't help that I was trying to crack jokes and diffuse the situation as I usually do because it's just a video game. It doesn't matter, okay?
It's not real life. Well...
So, she just got done calling this guy a misogynist pig, and he says, oh, why don't you pick the girl characters? All the bitches pick girl characters. Right. So... a little bit cringeworthy on his side and a little bit cringeworthy on her side because that was the wrong thing to say. Like, and I simply said, can't we all just get along? And there's those people that are just like they have this thing that they just don't know how to turn off either the dick or the bitch. There's this little switch, right? They both had this flipped all the way on. So, even before the match started, she was being a bitch to him, and he was being a dick to her. Nobody's right, okay? And I say simply, can't we all just get along? She decides to attack me, saying, you beta male, why didn't you defend me? Oh, I thought you could defend yourself on a video game. You understand how fucking ridiculous this all is? It's a video game.
So, hold up. Because you didn't say something to the other guy, you just wanted people to get along.
Because I did. Look, I'm not trying to sleep with you. I have no reason to do with that. All right, that was a bad joke. But
she attacked manhood. She attacked manhood.
No, it doesn't even attack my manhood. She was just being... Look, and I told her after that, because she was starting to pick fights with everybody on the team, like, there's no reason to be a cunt right now. I pulled out the C word. I pulled out the C word.
Oh my god!
And you know what? Just like a fucking fire-breathing dragon. Right?
You don't say the C word.
A fire-breathing dragon. Her head turns 365 degrees around, and I just hear her fucking screaming in the microphone. Because I said literally a 4-letter word that has no meaning coming from me because I'm a dude on a video game. Do you understand the hilarity of how stupid that is? First of all, if you say the word... Look, they were both wrong, okay?
They were.
And I was wrong by adding fuel to the fire. But...
yeah.
My sense of justice is just like, they both deserve to get popped in the mouth once in their life. They both deserve to get hit. And I'm sorry, if that's controversial, me saying that, look, I'm all for equality of treatment when it comes to men and women, right? But you shouldn't expect me to go in there and white knight for you as a woman. And as a man, you shouldn't, expect to not get called out on your bullshit. Like, when it comes to that situation. I got so upset because... not because she said the beta male shit, because let's face it, that's fucking beta alpha, what the fuck ever. Like, you can go argue about
Soy
that
boy.
day in, day out.
Soy boy.
It's just a fucking word, and it seems to give people hurt feelings, and they get their ass all chapped about it. Look, I'm not that guy. I have a wife. I have a kid. I don't have time to care about that, really. I have a mortgage payment. It's not... The point of it is she was being mean, and he was being mean. They're both wrong. Let's kill everybody. But that's how my night went. How'd yours go?
Right. It was great. Ate some food. Got the son ready for bed. Went to bed a little early. Got some sleep. You know.
Man, I just get so triggered by that stuff because my sense of justice is strong. I just people who are like that, who have no filter, who just sit there and they just expect different outcomes. Look, you're not an idiot. You know this stuff is wrong to say. You know that if you say this to somebody, there may be very real consequences. But those are the same kind of fucking people that sit there and they have that little gravitas, that they have that attitude, right? And they just drop it, go to Starbucks, say, "Oh, thank you for the coffee, sir. How you doing?" Da, da, da. You know, fucking nice person in face to face, but whenever they get behind a fucking keyboard, and this is the stuff you guys could be missing out on if you don't follow us on Twitch. Yeah, there's my plug. I am so fucking heated. She was being a bitch and he was being a dick. Everyone was wrong.
Everybody.
But it's all in fun. It's all in fun and games. It's all in fun.
Why didn't she just leave the team?
Oh, best part is I'm muting you all. Continues to listen. You were looking for conflict.
Wow.
I actually told her she made my night. And my wife's over here going, wah, 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 because she heard what was going on. It's like...
Is this a 16-year-old girl or something?
You know, I don't know. She did mention school shooter memes, so maybe. It's look, I know you're like 70, but it's a meme right now. Just calm down. I'm joking. You're not 70.
No.
One moment, people, we're not going to stop recording this. I'm going to do this.
Drink some water.
Hey there, Dad.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Well, I'm currently on a podcast. Can I call you back?
Yeah, I'll call you later this afternoon. I just
Okay.
wanted to let you know I got that thing removed.
What? Okay.
Whoa.
All right. Well, I appreciate the heads up. All right. Love you. Bye.
It just got serious in here.
My dad got a tumor removed.
So it was a tumor that was putting pressure on his nerve.
No, it was not. So, for those of you who are unaware, my dad was experiencing some health issues. I'm not going to go into those. Those are not mine to share. But he did, and I don't think he'd mind me saying this, he did actually have skin cancer, right? So something that he's having to deal with constantly when you have skin cancer is, I know people are going to correct me if this is wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
It pretty much has a high chance of reoccurring.
Mm-hmm.
Never goes away pretty much, and you're always going to have to deal with like burning those spots off, right? He calls it cleaning off the barnacles because he used to be in the Navy. So, old sailor thing.
It goes underneath and metastasizes with, the top layer, so it's kind of like underneath it, and it's like roots.
Yeah.
And so it kind of like spreads out.
But he had a tumor about that big on his back, and it felt like a pimple,
Yeah.
Because when I was down there, I went ahead and hey, you're a bodybuilder, right? Rub my back. It's like, okay, well, I am certified to massage and pick up bars. But yeah, I mean, strong hands. But yeah, he had a pimple about that big, and it turned out to be a tumor. So. Good news. I just wasn't sure what he had to say, so I kind of switched it over from speaker.
So it was a tumor.
It was a tumor. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, it's just, I will say this for everybody out there listening. If you are out in the sun a lot, or if you use tanning beds, like I know some people do in this industry, if you have worked for more than 5 years in the sun, it's probably a good idea. It's one of the simplest things you can check yourself for and get checked for. So do it. Don't procrastinate. Otherwise, you'll need a spot about this big cut out of your leg.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's not cool.
no, it's not.
No.
But anyway, you guys should be following us on Twitch because this is the kind of gold that I was hoping to deliver.
Capture.
I just haven't capture. I wasn't streaming at that point. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I was powering through the sleep that I didn't get. So it'll be okay. But I think we can get on to some news items now. I kind of got heated about that. Jesus, it bothers me so much. People like that. It bothers me.
It bothers me that you're bothered by people that bother you.
Listen, sir. Listen. Those are the kind of people that literally need to be they need something to happen to them. I do not wish bad on anybody. But those people,
I have a solution.
Uh-oh.
They can go watch Big Trouble in Little China.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, hey, I had to look at my phone rudely during this.
It's okay. I got mine right here too.
But no. So guys, follow us on Twitch. Anyways, so George H.W. Bush, he died.
Yeah, 94.
Yeah, senior. Yeah,
Senior.
What are your opinions on this? So you have people who are in their 90s and stuff like that pass away, pretty regularly in their stars. Like, Stan Lee lived to be, 90 something years old. I mean, he had, and I don't mean this to be insensitive, but he kind of had a pretty full life. Average life expectancy is 78. So you're running on borrowed time. Like, that's what's got me moving and shaking right now, because I know I'm taller, so I'm not going to live as long. I know that, 78, I should be shooting for like 76, realistically. And that means, let's see, I'm 28, so that means I have like however many more years to do things. It's also kind of grim to think of it that way. But what do you think about all these people? I mean, there's such a massive, like, oh my God, there's such a big loss. But like, man, it's time to rest after 90 something.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm planning for 150.
150.
And good health the whole time too.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt that you could reach that, man. Hey, anti-aging. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's go off on an anti-aging topic or tangent. See, because I know this is something that interests you. What would you say would be some of the biggest things that you can do for anti-aging?
Wow, there's so many. Why don't we actually talk about what causes aging in the first place, and we can kind of look at what some solutions are. How about that?
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, do you know the leading causes of death in the world and in the United States?
Heart disease and diabetes.
Diabetes is number 7 and 8 respectively, but it is up there.
See, I thought it was higher than that.
No, it's a cardiovascular, cancer, accidents, and then dementia, aka Alzheimer's, very high up there. Actually, that's really scary because that's even higher than diabetes. But the funny thing about it all is it tends to be that all of this stuff looks like it's kind of caused by similar things.
Now, would you say that diabetes is also a high cause of death?
Oh, it definitely is.
That was a dementia joke. So...
You got me, sir. You got me.
It was a cheap shot. I know that.
How about this? Do you know what the difference between dementia and Alzheimer's is? No, you
Uh,
don't.
um,
Oh, tough questions
hold
here.
on, hold on, hold on,
No,
hold
no,
on.
no, 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 no. Don't look it up.
I'm not. You can see. Look,
I
I'm
know
not looking it up.
it's easier than you think it is, but it's
Does it have to do with sugar? Or does it have to do with
okay.
age?
Dementia is basically a
No, I know
syndrome.
there's a difference.
Yes, I'll tell you the
Stop.
difference.
Stop. Hold on.
You're way off track,
I'm
man.
gonna get torn apart. See, I actually we had a comment on the last video about me not knowing who Konstantin Konstantinov was,
Yeah.
right? Which is a
Hmm.
strong man. You see him in all of the memes, right? Like he's that guy
Hmm.
with the ripped uh, hand and he's sitting there with
Calluses.
his abs. Like and I got some shit for not knowing that. So I guess I'm gonna get some shit for not knowing this as well. And
Well, most people,
all that has
dude.
to do with, man, look, nobody's an encyclopedia. And the
No,
moment you stop learning things is the moment you just stop, you give up. I
dementia.
Googled the guy after this. I know about him now, so can I have my man card back? No.
Yes.
Never. Never. In the eyes of the fans, never.
No.
Because of that. Wait, that. Because of the weeboo stuff. I've gotten complaints, but it's sticking around.
I don't know
It's
what that
in the
stuff is.
subscribe. Okay, that is an anime.
Anime. I know anime.
That is
Like
an
what
anime.
was what was that really famous anime like back in the late '90s that kind of started the whole anime craze?
Dragon Ball Z.
Is that the huh? You said Dragon Ball Z? No, no. It was before. It was like a movie. Dragon Ball Z is awesome. Don't even like Dragon Ball Z.
Gundam Endless Waltz.
Maybe it was like what I remember. It was like
Gundam
this.
Wing.
There was this tumor growth like thing that was like taking over stuff. It was really weird.
I think you're watching the wrong videos on the hub sites, man.
That's what it is. No, but Dragon
Uh,
Ball Z is awesome. Dragon Ball Z is fantastic. But then the whole like the new Dragon Ball one that just finished or put out here, like
yeah, no.
it's even crazier.
Back on to the dementia and Alzheimer's. So let's talk about the differences between those two. For those of you who are uneducated, like I'm not,
Were you ready?
you guys are so dumb.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
So, Alzheimer's is a disease. Dementia is a syndrome, and what that means,
Shit, that's so easy.
I know,
No.
right? And then Alzheimer's is actually a form of dementia.
Stop.
That's it. That's all. And then, so if you have dementia, dementia is the broad term used to describe cognitive decline. Okay, and different things can cause it, such as trauma. Like football.
Even aging could cause it.
Well, yes, and then specifically though,
Right now.
Alzheimer's is linked to the plaque buildup, and the plaque buildup basically just makes it so that your brain can't work the right way, and yeah,
That's why you guys
there
need
we
to go
go.
to the dentist. I'm just delivering all the fucking one-liners today.
It's
Go
great.
go ahead. I'm still fucking heated over that fucking Tumblr
Girl
person.
from last night, yeah.
No, it's not even like she gives gamer girls a bad name, but go ahead. It's fine.
What if she was hot? Would that make a difference? Yes.
Probably not, because there's a 0.0% chance, 0.0% chance that somebody with that attitude is ever attractive to anybody.
Good point. You think she plays for the other team?
No, but okay. I made a joke, and then she confirmed that she does in fact like men. So, um, but it was a tactful joke. It wasn't me calling her a lesbian because I was using that as a stab or anything. There's this character that you summon called Bob on, and she did not summon Bob when she had Bob available, and I was like, somebody asked why she didn't hit her ultimate, and I said she don't need no man. So you know, I mean, I didn't say I wouldn't get any stabs. Like, I'm not saying I was right either, but god damn it.
That's hilarious.
I get, ooh, God, the gamer rage.
Oh, so here's why Alzheimer's is so bad, back on the anti-aging, because once you're diagnosed with it, you're looking at like 2 to 8 years life expectancy after that.
Right.
And, they claim that it's incurable, but the problem is that most of the drugs that they prescribe are used to treat symptoms and not to actually treat the root cause, which is plaque buildup.
Right.
So basically, you lose connections between the cells; they can't communicate, and then on top of that, it affects blood flow and nutrient delivery and yada yada yada. Where again, dementia is a group of several things, such as Parkinson's is a form of dementia, like I said, head trauma, and so forth.
Yeah. It makes sense. You'll also notice people with Alzheimer's usually have plaque buildup in the arteries, too.
You just stole my thunder, but I appreciate it.
I'm stealing all the thunder, man.
All the thunder. Yes.
That's not your Facebook, by the way. That's mine. If people are listening and wondering, where the hell? Fine.
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're very high tech. We do these via Facebook calls.
Oh, your Facebook was doing something?
It dinged.
I didn't hear it ding.
They did. Get wrecked.
So anyways, yes, it appears though that a common cause of this can definitely be high sugar levels in the blood, which also tends to lead to, cholesterol, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, blah, 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 blah. The good news is that natural substances, antioxidants, they can actually help to kind of protect, the brain cells from the free radical damage, because it's two causes. You have the free radical damage, which, try escaping that in society where we live now.
Oh yeah, no, all the brake dust around your metropolitan areas will kill you. So
the smog, pollution, the stuff in the water, we can go on and on,
consistently contaminated romaine lettuce, but anyway.
So the whole idea then with the anti-aging is if you can combat the free radicals, then you can allow your body to repair itself. The problem is that as you age, you just get so bombarded in the accumulation of the free radicals. Pretty much it's like a tipping point, or the straw that broke the camel's back, and you're screwed. And then that's how cancer forms and all that stuff. So basically, a lot of this stuff is caused by what they call an oxidative stress state. And that's when the body has more free radicals than it has antioxidants necessary to combat those. And here's what happens. People, if you don't know what free radicals are, well, they're pretty much everywhere. Like you have your reactive oxygen species and all this stuff. And here's the best part. A lot of those, like stuff like ROS and RON, your body actually produces them from the breakdown of other substances in the body required for cell division and energy production. Boom, boom, boom. So damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah.
And then let's take it a little further into chemistry. So what happens is these free radicals are atoms that have a negative charge, and they're looking for stability in their electron orbit, ring.
Right.
So they bind with other healthy cells to become more stable. Because the cool thing about science is that atoms, they can share the electron rings. And when they do that, they become more stable, they form molecules. So anyways, when you do that and you take away an electron and put it where it's not supposed to be, then you have mutations, and usually in the DNA, which is then signals the cells to replicate. And by doing so, the replication is then messed up, and you have mutations, which can lead to cell death and cancer. So
Now we're not
what
talking about an extra arm here. We're talking about something on the even smaller
yes,
than a cellular level.
smaller than the cellular level. We're talking atoms and yeah.
Right, right.
So and then
So
it just accumulates over time. So here's how free radicals work. Free radicals, uh, I'm sorry, antioxidants work. So antioxidants, specifically some you can get some fruits and vegetables like blueberry, like the cool stuff from Gaia. Plug.
yeah.
Um, anyways, because let's just face it, you can eat all these natural fruits and vegetables, well, specifically fruits, but the problem is to eat the amounts you need, you're going to get a negative effect from all the sugar, and that's no good. So
And I
anyway,
would like to cover something too. So
yes,
people have we've gotten messages. I've gotten a couple of messages about uh, people saying, "Do I need to drop my fruits and vegetables that I already eat, even though I'm taking in Gaia?" Because there are some of these, and you're gonna think this is wacky. There are some of these YouTubers and stuff like that who are saying too much of a good thing is a bad thing when it comes to fruit and vegetable intake. Um, you know, when it comes to okay, so the health benefits you're getting from Gaia or something like that is on top of, your regular intake, because some of the bad things that happen when it comes to fruit and vegetable intake is a high intake of fructose, which can give people malabsorption. It can actually cause diarrhea in a lot of people if you eat excessive amount of fructose, or even if you eat like those prepackaged fruit cups. Some of them use sorbitol for sweetener, and that is a laxative
yeah, it
eaten
is.
in large amounts. So you can actually get a little bit of waterfall going on there, which will lead to malabsorption because everything's just water. Um, Also, you will have this incredible intake of fiber. One of the things that I will say is there in the amounts that's in Gaia, right? So I can't say for other products, but the amounts that's in Gaia, specifically our fruits and greens product, there does not seem to be such an overabundance that you would run into too much of a good thing.
Yep.
Um, I'm not even really sure that there's a studied limit on the amount of blueberry extract and stuff like that you can kind of intake when it comes to
Safely.
specifically the stuff in Gaia, right? So I will say that I don't know if the curve is like this. If there's a linear curve, the more you intake, the more you.
Hmm.
But it does cover all your bases so that you'll be healthy AF, as we use in
Yes.
some of our memes. So I don't. I think when people worry about that, specifically when it comes to a product like Gaia, or Gaia specifically our product, because that's the one I can speak about. I think that their worries are a little bit far fetched.
They are.
I
And
kind of
plus, you
wanted to
gotta.
cover that because,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of like too much vitamin C talk. That's become popular among fitness YouTubers. Which, by the way, if you noticed something I've noticed in fitness YouTube, and this is a little bit of an aside, um, something I've noticed in fitness YouTubers is if you watch their videos from 3 or 4 years ago, all of them are like, "You don't need supplements. Supplements are shit. Supplements, blah blah blah. They're bad. No take supplements. You don't need supplements. Blah blah blah." So, guys, I'm introducing my new supplement line. I
Yep.
just and it's like,
Yep.
come on. You
Oh
just gave that
man.
advice 2 years ago that you don't need
Yeah.
supplements, and all of a sudden you're selling them. But
Yeah.
hey, at the end of the day, I understand it. But
Yeah. Well,
you
there's
know,
dude, there's a
it's on
reason why they're
top.
called supplements because they
They're supplement.
supplement.
Yes, they're not meant to. Your protein needs, and I know this is gonna kind of hurt us, right? But your protein needs, like if you have 1 or 2 shakes of Kraken a day, awesome.
That's
If
all
you
you need.
make your entire diet out of Kraken, you're going to run into some problems
Yes,
because
you are.
that's just one food source all the time. A supplement. That means on top of your regular food intake, on top of your regimen, on top of this and that. So, like, guy can go perfectly, you use a post workout, one post workout shake, and then one shake maybe before bed or when you wake up in the morning, right, to get that spike of leucine to turn on, the anabolic processes and such. Um, that would be cool. Using it for your entire meal, that's a little weird. But hey, maybe I just cut off the sale from some of our products.
No,
We'll see.
you were telling the truth.
But back to the aging.
Yes.
So fruits and greens, antioxidants,
Yes.
those
Yes.
are good, very
Yes.
very good.
Very good.
So.
Because what happens is, since they have a ring-like structure, it's easy for them to bind with the cell-damaging free radicals. And then when they bind with the free radicals can't bind with your healthy cells. And there you go. You're protected. And there are actually a ton of proven studies that show that supplementing with berries like blueberry, tart cherry, acai, the list goes on and on and on, that they are proven to actually help cure a lot of health ailments and reduce free radical damage, which most people believe, again, free radical damage, oxidative stress state, cancer.
Right.
Number 2 cause of death in the United States.
And, we're not saying at all that antioxidants stop aging, because it doesn't stop all the oxidative stress. It doesn't stop your regular aging processes. But when it comes down to, like, as an example, right? So, maybe, your skin looks better when you're 30, or your skin looks better when you're 50. Or maybe you perform better, right? So your cardiovascular health is better. All these things. These are the benefits that you can see from having regular antioxidant intakes. And by all means, if you don't want to use our product, eat fruits and vegetables. I mean, eat things that have a high antioxidant content. Actually, there's a funny thing about autoimmune disorders. So autoimmune disorders, they can actually be improved by going on these drastic elimination diets, which, there's been, I know we've talked about this before, but the carnivore diet, it's kind of, it has some holes in it, but for autoimmune people, it seems to work really well. It seems to really squash their symptoms. And that's because you get none of the high, the foods that are high in the things that agitate certain symptoms or make them worse, or stuff like that. Because people with autoimmune disorders hate sugar because it just makes them feel worse, right? It almost always, sugar and people with autoimmune disorders, it always makes them feel bad. Another thing is some of them might be better off excluding things like fructose, or extreme high doses of glucose, because whenever their blood sugar goes wacky, with eating a high carb meal and then dramatic drop off, right? They can sometimes have worse autoimmune symptoms. That's why they switch to an elimination diet. So, pretty cool stuff. I forgot what I was going to say about that, but
talking. Well, I mean, we could.
But anyway, I'm sorry. We were saying that it wasn't going to stop anything like that, but antioxidants will help you be healthier. That's where I was going with that.
And then just like a safe amount of working out, it helps you to live longer let's say that's age healthier.
Right.
Or because it helps you release more growth hormone, you release more testosterone and other hormones like that help with cellular reproduction. And then the most important aspect, I think, of training, and this is why I always preach that resistance training is better than doing cardio, is because it helps to actually increase insulin sensitivity. So let's cover diabetes real quickly, okay?
Yeah.
Do you know what diabetes is? Like, what technically is it?
It is. No, I'm just fucking with you. So it is where either, because type 2 what are we talking, type 1 or type 2?
Well, they both work in the same way. So let's just use the blanket of diabetes as itself, and then we'll talk about the 2 different types. There's more than 2 types, but we'll...
I get what you mean. So diabetes in and of itself is basically a malfunction in the way that your body handles blood sugar.
Exactly. So you get diagnosed with diabetes when your blood sugar or glucose levels are 126 or higher.
Right.
Pre-diabetes is 100 to 125, and then anything. This is fasting glucose levels.
Right.
And then anything below 99 is considered to be normal, right?
Right.
So here's what happens. You eat a carbohydrate meal or even a protein meal, and your body absorbs it, and then it needs glucose to produce ATP with the Krebs cycle. Also, your liver stores a ton of glucose and up to about 100, potentially 100 grams, and then your muscles are another store of that. So if you're bigger and you work out and you have more muscle, then you hold more glucose. So when there is blood sugar present, glucose, then your pancreas and the beta cells releases insulin. Insulin is then used, it tells the cells of your body to accept the glucose. So the muscle cells, the liver, brain, whatever that stuff, and then also any cell that needs it, and your fat cells too. So if there's an excess amount, like when your cells are full of the glucose they need, then there's still insulin around there. Then the insulin turns on the fat cells, and the fat cells say, "Hey, bring it on!" And they get bigger, and then they multiply. So that's how you get fat. Well, what happens with type 1, you're born and usually with a deficiency in either your pancreas or insulin sensitivity. Well, in type 2 diabetes, which is 90 to 95% of all cases, and is, in my opinion, is mostly preventable. Well, over time, from eating all the unhealthy foods and being physically inactive, one of two things can happen. Number one, your pancreas just quits working. The beta cells quit working and producing enough insulin, right? And then number two, because there's so much damn insulin going around your body all the time, your cells are like, whoa, I don't like this stuff. It's burning me out. And then you basically down-regulate your insulin receptors, which is you decrease your insulin sensitivity. So you need more insulin to basically make the cells work. But the problem is your pancreas can't make the insulin.
Now, it's interesting you say that because type 2 diabetics, we should clarify also, the type 2 diabetics that you see take one shot and then they're done, right? Those are the first, number one. And number two is the people who have to go, oh, it's time for a meal, shot.
Yep.
Oh, it's time for a meal, shot. Oh, it's time for a meal, shot. They have, I mean, their pancreas cannot keep up with the amount of insulin that their cells say they need.
Nope.
Really.
Exactly.
So they have to inject a very, very, sometimes severely super physiological level of insulin.
Yes.
So.
And it's funny you mentioned that because new studies are showing that by 2030, the way things are going across the world, not just the obesity rates in America, that the current rate we're making insulin, there will be an insulin shortage.
See, I have a little aside to say to that. So, look, you remember in the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they said that by 1990 everybody would have HIV.
Yep, I do remember that.
Didn't happen.
Well, you know why?
I will also say that the Instagram generation has been good for one thing and one thing alone. It has gotten more people. That's why I'm thankful for it at the same time as hate it. That has gotten more people interested in fitness than ever before. Let me tell you something. It used to be that, back in the day of muscle mags and stuff like that, it used to be where you were the strongest guy in the gym, and then you traveled to another gym, and there was another gym bro that lifted as much as you could, or you go to a competition, they lift a lot, and then you had this instant connection because you both are strong guys, right? Now, a strong guy is a dime a dozen, just because they're more out there and in your face. More people know about, benching and doing all these things, these I'm going to offend people, but pointless tasks that we use to gauge strength in the strength and fitness world. And because unless you're going to bench press a train axle, like,
Hey, have I mentioned that I bench pressed 535 for 3 reps before?
Oh, really? I used to be 430
Yeah.
pounds. So, we've made everybody fail the drinking game. So,
Drink.
but yeah, it's one of those things where it's gotten more people involved. So I think that we will see a higher percentage of people without diabetes in the new generation than we
New
will.
generation.
Right.
Yeah. But the next
So-
20 years we're kind of screwed because those people, they don't really work out and they eat bad.
Yeah, but do you know how insulin is made right now?
No, I'd like to learn.
So growth hormone is actually made from human hair. That's why there's no shortage. People can just go get a haircut and boom, they have donations for science.
That's cool.
Insulin is made through bacteria, right? So it's a much more involved process. I would be interested to see if there's a difference between insulin in the traditional sense versus naturally produced insulin, or if there's a different benefit, or kind of like how testosterone, exogenous testosterone, is treated very differently in the human body than the naturally produced testosterone. That's
Yes,
why
it is.
that's why some people can go on TRT doses of testosterone replacement therapy and all of a sudden become these mass monster freaks for no reason.
Yeah. And they're like, I don't get it. My levels are only 900, but yet I'm huge. And they're like, because, testosterone from the wild yam plant does not work the same way as testosterone made from your body.
Yams get yoked. So,
Yeah, they do. They are pretty good.
I would be interested to see if it's the same thing with insulin. Like I've also had that theory about thyroid hormone too.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I
but
agree with
anyway, that's another whole nother topic. But
that. Well, how about
yeah,
this? How do
go
you
ahead.
prevent diabetes? You eat better and you work out with weights. And then you can take natural berries and stuff, then fruits extracts that don't have the sugar. Like, for example, blueberry and tart cherry again. And heck, even tribulus. Did you know that?
Hey, there you go.
Tribulus was shown to reduce, ready for this, before you speak, blood sugar levels in participants with type 2 diabetes. Specifically type 2, not just blood sugar, but specifically diabetes.
Boom, headshot. Yeah, no, that's great news. I will say also that, and I kind of wanted to bring this up as a little extra onto this. So before you get diabetes, you do have metabolic disorders, right?
Do you, we can talk about metabolic syndrome.
Let's talk about that because that's what I was referring to. You have some points of metabolic syndrome before diabetes actually kicks in. Some people actually get either plaque buildup in their arteries, fatty liver disease, or thyroid disorders before they actually get diabetes.
Of course. So the five thing again, metabolic syndrome, that syndrome means that it's a group of conditions, right? So we've got usually fat around the midsection,
Fat around the midsection, right?
high triglycerides,
High triglycerides, yeah.
low levels of HDL, the good cholesterol,
Right.
blood pressure, and then what's the fifth one? Hold on. Oh, come on.
You've got this.
It's not high sugar. I think it is glucose.
High fasting glucose.
High fasting glucose.
Ding
ding. I did
Boom.
it.
I'm actually going to look that up to confirm because I actually blanked on it too. So
It was the last one, but yeah, those are basically look it up while we're looking up. Those are the five things. And when you have metabolic syndrome, you are more likely to get cardiovascular disease, which is the number one cause of death. You are more likely to get diabetes, which number 7 leading cause of death in the United States. And just put your body up for a ton of other things. And were we right?
Glucose intolerance.
Yes, which is basically pre-diabetes.
Yeah. So.
And guess what? Metabolic syndrome, most of the time, can be prevented.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I have noticed that. Would you say that diabetes is most of the time actually preventable through diet alone?
Yes. Definitely.
Because I had this conversation with a friend of mine. It's not so much because look, we live in America, right? So this is America centric, right? Because that's where we are. I will say that this translates over well to the UK and Canada because we have some of the same some similar eating habits now, right?
Yeah.
So,
dude, did you hear the new stuff? The new things they're saying now?
What?
Get worldwide, more people are going to die from eating too much than from being malnourished.
Huh? What? Hat?
Exactly.
Hat?
So more people are going to die because they're eating too much, eating the bad things, than people that don't eat enough, don't get a chance to eat enough.
I can believe it. I mean, there's it's kind of screwed up, okay? Because let's talk a little bit about that. So, how would we define malnourished?
How will we define it? Well, basically,
because right now food is more widely available than ever before.
Yeah. So being malnourished is, I don't know the technical definition, but I'm going to guess that it has something like this.
What is your definition?
My definition is when your body does not get the necessary micro and macronutrients to function properly. So
I would be at the same time. So there's two things. There's a couple of different things to consider when it comes to malnourished. When it comes to defining malnourishment. So defining a malnourished individual, I'm searching for the word to use for that. So, first thing you got to consider is, are you getting enough calories? Because you do need energy in order to
glucose.
The second thing is, do you have any vitamin or nutrient deficiencies? So, something that happened in, when I was a kid, right, when they started removing trans fat from all the breakfast cereals because they're dicks, it tasted good.
It did.
Just saying. But yeah, something that happened when I was a kid and even before then is they started adding things like fortified cereals or vitamin D to milk because it was such an issue. People with rickets and stuff like that. So if you're unfamiliar with those things, that means you were born probably after 1970.
Good for you.
Rickets is pretty bad. Rickets is, your bones get deformed. You ever seen those people with really bowed legs? No, you haven't, because rickets is pretty much tackled, right?
It's gone. Yeah. Like smallpox.
Yeah, smallpox. It's in the same category as, I mentioned HIV, and this may be a little bit controversial, but HIV is somewhat cured. Just don't do anything. Don't swap fluids.
Dude.
Don't use needles.
Do you know the difference between HIV and AIDS?
Go ahead.
All it is the detection level of HIV virus that is in the blood. That's it. Like diabetes, the more sugar you have in the blood, then you're either pre-diabetic or diabetic. It's all about levels.
Yeah. But when it comes to, man, I'm gonna get shit for that HIV comment.
You are.
Well, I mean, if you don't swap fluids, right, and if you don't, it'll be gone in a couple of generations.
Dude,
Actually, no, because I take that back. Because mosquitoes and stuff.
Yeah.
So technically.
Not to get off
Fuck
track,
AIDS.
you know who freaking... I just got a phone call and a message. You know who is the worst about calling you?
Wayne?
The Red Cross.
Oh. I just said our boss's name. Don't listen to this, Wayne.
Wayne, don't listen-
I wasn't
no.
talking shit about you, and I'm saying that I know you don't listen to. Because you've given me the go-ahead to do whatever I want with this channel. So
It's the Red Cross, dude. I tell you, man, like, they know that your time's coming up, you know, 'cause you can only give blood every, like, 56 days. And they're like, the calls start. The calls start. It all starts after you get your email that says where your blood went. And
Yeah.
I helped somebody out in Georgia. That's all I know.
heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Local, baby, local. Because I'm O positive, which means I'm a universal donor. So they hound me even more.
Also means you have a great outlook on life.
It also means, supposedly, if you look at the... I got you, that was stupid.
Stupid.
That was so stupid. But it also means, supposedly, if you go to, like, the blood type diets, that
Yeah.
I have more acidity in my stomach, and that's why I crave...
Do you buy
meat.
that stuff? Do you buy the blood type diets?
I think there's some, like, truth to it, maybe, but... you
Man,
know,
I think there's
everybody's different.
validity to everything. I just think that when people, so we live in a society where it's like 0 to 100, boom. So you have a little bit more acidity. Eat all the meat.
Well, dude, if you have more acidity, that also is a big reason why it's easier for you to gain body fat from eating carbohydrates, because you absorb it faster. However, you know, I just try to eat healthy, you know, and it works pretty well for me. I'm kind of obsessed with being lean all the time, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah. See, I may be positive, so
poor guy.
you don't even know what that means.
No, I have no clue.
You know, I don't know. Have you heard much about the blood type diet, like as of recently?
In the past 10 years, no.
Okay.
No, it was great when it came out. I was like, everybody was all about it too. Well, dude, like I mentioned before, you know, what surprised me is that when I was getting my flu shot, and yes, people, whatever, you know, if they're trying to poison me, I get it, but
Hell yeah.
people die a lot from the flu, and I know for a fact that when I get the flu shot, if I am exposed to the flu, I don't get it, or if I do, I only have it for like 24 hours, so that's on me. But anyways,
I get the worst flu ever. I get the man flu.
you should get the flu shot then, because then we won't be able to do like a hate cast for 2 weeks, and that's not cool. And as you get older, it can last for like 4 weeks, and that's not cool either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just go on by.
Okay.
But anyways, what I was gonna say before we go on to another rant is that when I was in there and I was waiting for the nurse to give me my shot, I was talking to an older lady, and then
You grabbed her ass. Gotcha. She got me too.
I did. It was fantastic, and an unhealthy woman. And they somehow got brought up about what I ate. And I would say, oh, I eat healthy, like, you know, meats and vegetables and, you know, not a lot of, no sugar, bread, you know, stuff like that. And she goes, oh, you eat keto. And I was just like, 10 years ago, that was called low carb. I can't believe keto has made it to mainstream now, which is hilarious.
You know, it's kind of an effective treatment for type 2 diabetes.
You think?
Not type 1. Don't do it. You'll die.
You will. It's not good. Type
Yeah.
2.
You know, something else, I actually talked to a friend of mine. He's a doctor. He actually told me that also for people with hyperthyroidism, right? It's not a good diet. Also, people with hypothyroidism. If you have something wrong with your thyroid, do not hop on keto. Just because when you take the medications to solve that, right? So either I forget what
T3.
it is for hyperthyroidism, but for hypo, which is the slow thyroid, which is the not enough thyroid hormone, they usually give you T4, which T4 converts into T3, right? So you never have too much T3 in your body because the rest of the T4 that your body doesn't use, it just goes, T3 is the active thyroid hormone. That's the kind that you'll see. Bikini competitors, unfortunately, use way too much of and have no ass.
What eating competitors use T3? That explains why they're so lean and they can eat so much. I was wondering.
I also know that a friend of mine, I won't mention it on air, but a friend of mine uses a shit ton of T3 before he does his cheat meal videos, and he lies to everybody about it. He also weighs about 170. Anyway, hey, fitness industry is an illusion. So,
why don't they just get some Predator or Carnage?
Because they're so afraid of weight gain, it's not even funny. But yeah,
Dude,
so
that's plug number 3 and plug number 4.
I know we're doing good, man.
We are.
But
no, wait, did I include Kraken in there? If not, then that's probably 5.
Oh, we included Kraken, but then I said don't use it for every meal, so I'm sure.
Oh, so that kind of negates it a little bit.
Yeah.
4.5. Give or take.
Back to metabolic syndrome. So, also something to realize too with anti-aging specifically, right? Because we're going to get back on that topic. Diabetes ages you horribly. Metabolic syndrome.
Horribly.
When you start to get metabolic syndrome, you know beforehand.
Yep.
There's signs, right?
Yep.
Now, high triglycerides too. People just say, "Oh, I'll pop a fish oil." And, because that's what your doctor tells you. But in actuality, that's kind of it's starting to snowball, right?
And you know why that is? It's because of the high sugar, basically, from the poor diet.
High sugar, yeah.
Yeah, and your body can't. Okay, so you have triglycerides that float around for energy, and you also have sugar. Most of the time, your body is going to use triglycerides for energy, except for when you work out and like just sitting down like we are right now, we're burning off triglycerides for energy. Well, when you have so much sugar around, your body doesn't use those triglycerides, and so they tend to build up in the arterial walls, which makes them stiff. And then you have a chance of, number one, increasing stroke, which is not good, because stroke to the brain is another one of the dementia things that can happen, trauma, Number two, you have heart attack, which is when the blood supply is cut off to the heart. That's not good, because you need the heart to pump. Or number three, you can have heart failure, which is not the same thing as a heart attack.
Right.
Heart failure is a result of usually high blood pressure, which can be a result of high triglycerides and cholesterol. That's why it's all related. And what happens is the chambers, the muscles inside the chambers of your heart get thicker and bigger. And when that happens, your heart cannot pump efficiently to the rest of the body. And that is called heart failure. And one of the signs is excess water accumulation, specifically in the limbs of your body, because you're just not getting enough blood to get the nutrients in and the waste out.
Yeah.
Circulation is poor. Boom.
Although do not get that confused with lymphedema.
Which is completely different.
Yeah. So, in essence, what should people do? I'm glad you mentioned the anti-aging thing. So what should people do? So we've already covered, you should probably diet, you should probably exercise, right? So you should have your diet, and I'm not talking about diet as in, lose weight or something like that, especially if you're like $150, something like that, $170. But anyway, I'm giving him shit. He's probably not going to watch this anyway. But when you're making the choices, when you're making the choices and the stuff that you want to eat, you should probably include some antioxidants. You should probably include some meat sources. We're a big proponent of that over here.
Eggs.
Animal sources, yeah. And I do want to mention this too. So, there was this 30 grams of protein per meal thing that was going around for a while. And I kind of wanted to get into why that may be different for some people.
Mm-hmm.
So, all that you're doing when you intake that much protein is you're hitting a threshold of leucine along with other amino acids. So, 30 grams will definitely give you that threshold, which is why people were suggesting it in the first place. Okay? Now, that's also considered the threshold to hit when it comes to a mixed protein diet. So, they specifically made those recommendations, right?
Mm-hmm.
From both a meat and plant source, or an animal product and plant source, protein source in one meal, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have only plant sources of protein, vegans, I'm looking at you, not that you watch this, you will need a higher amount of protein per meal in order to hit that leucine threshold to trigger muscle protein synthesis in a way that's going to benefit you for muscle gain, all that jazz. If you have only animal products, like a whey protein, for example, something very high in leucine and high in the branched chain amino acids, you will need lower, maybe 20. That does not mean that you can only intake 30 grams of protein a meal. That is a myth. That is a myth spread around by people who did not understand the research.
Myth busted.
Myth busted. Myth bust Sundays. No, I'm not going to copy Jeff Nippard.
Who?
Fitness YouTuber. I watch him occasionally.
I'm sorry.
Okay, talking shit. Hey, I'm a fitness YouTuber now, apparently, because of the hate cast and stuff.
Oh, sorry, but we cover cool stuff, not like, hey, I'm trying to work out. Look at my muscles; they're busting
Hey,
out.
welcome to my YouTube channel. Hit that like and subscribe. Generic YouTube boy. So
What he said. Big Trouble in Little China.
Don't forget to check out our merch store. We're selling shirts and look at that. Speaking of which,
where's your soy hat? You don't have one, do you?
I forgot.
You need to get that one.
No, I do need to get the fuck soy hat. I have this Chaos and Pain hat, right? It was the first hat we ever came out with. And see that right there?
Sticker.
That right there, that sticker makes it look fresh for those people in the northern states. That's my idea.
That means it's original.
My idea. That's right.
It's
they
official.
keep the hat. They keep the sticker on the hat in order to keep it fresh. Get hip. This is what the kids are doing.
Kids.
You know what? I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. Is it? Comment in the comment section below. So,
I don't think so.
now that I've covered all my YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
Eat a higher protein diet. We definitely know that higher than the recommendation on the recommended daily allowance for stuff. Like, I know they have, like, for a 2,000 calorie diet, they personally believe, the FDA, believe that 50 grams, what is it? I forget what it is. Let me look.
It's terrible. Like, I don't listen to the FDA.
So, RDA protein. I mean, you can go ahead and talk, by the way. For a kilogram, okay.
Supposedly, hey, have you heard that there's some rumors going around that Hillary Clinton is getting money from people that are associated with the FDA, and that's why they don't want us to get healthier, because they want to make money through prescription drugs and stuff that we don't need.
I have an interesting opinion on the FDA and specifically pharmaceutical companies.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to go into that, or do you want to cover that in a different day?
We need to cover that in a different day because I'm getting hungry.
Okay. And let me guess, you're going to go eat a high-protein meal. You're not going to have excess sugars, and you're going to keep yourself aging beautifully.
That's my whole dude. I'm turning 40 in February.
Really?
That's fine. I don't care.
You're still a baby. Shut up.
I know, dude. Of course, yeah, because I'm gonna live to be 150. I got 110 more years to go, man.
There you go. We'll start
Minimum.
calling you Tortoise Ed.
You need to, dude.
You're gonna.
I got this shirt.
Longer. That should be a shirt. And it should be a shirt. Ooh. It should be a shirt with a turtle on it, right? And then your head on it, on the turtle, the turtle's head, and then tortoise. Sorry, I know I fucked that up. And a chat bubble saying, "Have you seen Big Trouble in Little China?"
If you think that's a good idea for a T-shirt, please leave a comment below so that we can get it made. The more people that want that made, we will make it happen.
No, but listen to me. Nobody will get that shirt except for the people that watch this.
Is that a problem?
No, it's perfect.
It is perfect.
I would love to actually see somebody wear that shirt just going around in Walmart, right?
Instagram, dude.
Getting all the looks.
We'll do an Instagram campaign if people want it. We'll do a social media campaign. We will get people to take pictures, and it will be great.
And then when they ask what the shirt means, because people will, it's a fucking weird shirt.
They will.
You will say, "Don't worry about it."
Ooh. And what percent of the sales do I get?
Anyway, so let's like, share, and subscribe. You know what to do. This has been a casual Sunday where Ed and I didn't really comment or talk about anything, really. We just went on an anti-aging rant. We talked about this one woman that I had a bad experience with that leaves me a little bit salty. Follow us on Twitch TV, which we will be streaming. I'm going to be trying to stream as much as possible.
Do it.
And so that you guys can hopefully be on those types of conversations.
Hey, Bryce, can I ask you a question?
No.
Do people still play? Do people still play Halo? I was going to ask anyway.
You know, they've kind of destroyed that series.
Ooh, really? Bad games releases and stuff, and yeah.
Listen, it's like Microsoft saw the one intellectual property that they had. They said, "All right, guys, we're going to release another Halo game." It made a crap ton of money. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to release another Halo game. We're just going to whip our dick out, place it on top of the Halo game. You're going to have to reach for our dick to play the Halo game because you're going to have to lift it off, okay?
Ooh.
And no one decided to lift it off because that's gross. The new Halo games are gross.
Dude, I think I know what happens. I think it was after Halo 3, maybe? They got
after
new
Halo
developers.
3, yeah.
They got new developers.
Something
they got
like
more people. Yeah, and so that's exactly what happened.
ODST was fun, but and then apparently they're gonna bring Master Chief back, which how many times can that guy come back from the dead or be like, "Oh, he was actually here"? I don't know.
Well, dude, they did it on Dallas. Dude, they did it on the TV show Dallas, which was way before your time.
No, sir, I had access to TV Land.
So I mean, Bobby, they killed him off. And then a year later, he came back, and they said that the whole year was a dream. And when they brought him back, he was getting out of the shower, wet, glistening with the madness. And they're like, "Oh, it was a dream."
So what you did is you wasted your viewers' time.
For a year.
Oh, yeah, that was a dream. It had nothing to do with anything else.
It didn't really happen. If you ask me, Dallas went downhill when the...
Couldn't have made it more interesting him being in a coma, right? Bones did it right. Couldn't be him in a coma.
You're right. Now, I will say that Dallas seemed to kind of lose its in my opinion, it's a luster when the senior Ewing passed away. And the reason why is because he died in real life. So
that's true. Yeah. Speaking,
he was the
of
man.
Which Head's gonna live to 150. We gotta go. Thank you for watching and all that jazz. We will see you. We will see you. We will see you. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's pretty funny though. You're being a gamer, dude. You're being a gamer.
No, I haven't thrown my keyboard today. We'll see.
Sorry.
Conan, what is best in life? Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of the women. That is good. That is good.
Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online, my city don't show me no love and that's fine. Fuck local radio stations, I got more plays than all of these rappers combined. I'm going again, I've been going in, I'm fed up with so many things. I gotta just let it all out, I'm talking about the shit they've been talking about. Telling me I should do this, telling me I should do that. Telling me things about rap. Talking the truth and then stabbing my back, they will knock me off track. No, too many things have been building, been hard to deal with, I just been drinking. Remember my moves in the past, I'm wondering what was I thinking. Lately I'm living in fear, wondering what if the end is so near. All of this shit going on, the shootings are strong. One shot to the head and I'm gone. I'm losing control but I can't let it go, cause I'm trying to get more. And I've been in the moment, I've been in the zone, and I'm moving alone. I don't pick up the phone when my family call, I've been doing it wrong and I don't know what's happening. Trying to get what I just been imagining, getting close and I just been examining all of the fake shit the game has been packaging.
Power pleases you, Crom. So grant me one request. Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
I come from a town where most of the people are so close-minded. They go into school and they work in a job but they don't even like it. I won't be put in a box, nobody telling me what I should rock. Nobody telling me what I should drop, cause I do what I want and just know I don't stop. Recording till 4 in the morning, they snoring. I'm pouring my soul into every story. I'm writing, producing, I mix it, I master. I'm building my craft and I'm not looking back. I've been going doing things I wanna do when I want to. Everybody wanna get a win but they not do. Everybody wanna copy you but they not you. Everybody wanna be cool but they not new. Whoa, look how I go, gonna be a dentist, I still got the flow. Never gonna lose cause I'm still doing both. Never gonna lose cause I've been on the road. Come to your state and I'm killing the show. Know that I'm young and I still gotta grow. Know that I'm working the most, know I'm never gonna choke. And I'm looking back down on the people below.
I've been keeping real, I've been doing what I feel. I've been out here trying to kill